All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, speed gaming fans around the globe. I'm WX fan WX fan 21, joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself. It's Aussie 101. As Aussie enters here, we're cleaning up a couple things. We have a good one for all of you on the restream today. Tillamorph versus the Woo. Sunroof Farmer is on your right. Aussie, how are ya?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, just getting the race started. So that means that we'll be starting shortly. And you know what? We're going to start in a random location on Zavis. Isn't that
That's
fun?
right. And I don't know if y'all can hear it, but Aussie's got a new microphone, and it's fantastic. So shout out to Aussie's brand new mic. Where were you hoping we start, Aussie? I'm hoping we get a Norfair start.
Well, I guess, do we want a starting region that's interesting or a starting room that's cool? Like if we start in our hot room, like there's some really interesting ones.
That is
Uh,
true.
you can get run over by crabs in some rooms. It looks like we get a bowling
Oh,
start.
well, that's an interesting one.
Uh-huh.
Only one way to go.
Business center.
Oh, there's the heated room you wanted. Just right above.
Okay, so that's about 19 seconds. So we're going to put a ton of delay on Sunwoo. To even out this race, we can't have an unfair start, as you all know.
That is true. Look at Sunwoo just hanging out in midair, breaking
Oh,
all logic. No, I'm just kidding. That delay's coming in for you folks here on the Restream Speed Booster to get things started, though.
I mean, floating in the air is not too crazy in Super Metroid.
Nope.
Simultaneous.
You love to see it. Tharkus the Great hanging out with us in chat. What's up, Tharkus? I see Kirby fan. Hopefully you all are doing well.
Hopefully everyone is doing well today.
That's right.
Excited about this Super Metroid randomizer.
Hello, Big Pink. You know what else we're excited about, Aussie? The second ever Super Metroid Map Randomizer tournament coming up here pretty soon. Sign-ups are still available. Heading on to the end of the week.
That's right. Hosted by Eddie. Eddie said, no one else is going to do it. I just have to do it myself. Came up with 5 categories, 5 presets that we're going to be running. And that's actually what everyone's racing on the Discord right now in the Map Rando community. So Season 3, which is what we're running today here, not played so much. It's all about the Eddie settings.
That's right. Hashtag Eddie settings. They are pretty fun, if I do say so myself. It's going to be a very fun tournament. So we get our first missiles and supers of the seed. 2 energy tanks. Definitely puts this room here into logic. So Sunwoo grabs them and gets out. Tillamorph's going to have to go and grab some more energy before going back to get those. But again, they're just minors, so it's nothing crazy.
Well, you say that, but supers are pretty important. What I'm thinking about is the logic on Norfair Reserve. Kind of recently, it's been changed a bunch, because it's really hard to write the logic for that room, just with how easy it is to fall into the lava and take 1 billion damage. So that's why Tilmorph left. Sunwoo thought they could do it, and comes out with supers.
Oh, that's a nice combo. Morph and bombs. Both here in Retro Bryn.
So you have speed. Most people, when they see speed, they're going to think Shine Spark, but the logic says you do a running jump to get a bunch of jump height, and it'll save a little bit of health, which can matter sometimes. Yeah, Tilmorph's really going to want these, the supers mostly, but even missiles right now are very, very necessary.
Absolutely.
It looks like hang to charge with bombs, which is very smart. Okay.
Well, at least Telemorph will grab some supers.
Right. So that means they're essentially even. Having supers, Telemorph just doesn't know what items is at Norfair Reserve. And once he gets the map, he could think that it's power bombs. But having supers is just for their ability to unlock things. Like, eventually you need damage, but having one pack of supers is fine.
Agreed. Now it's just a matter of how the heck do you get to this map station?
Yeah, they really gotta manage their health right here. I'm wondering if Metal Pirates connects to the bottom of bowling, because you can get an item over there with Morphin Bombs. Oh. So we're doing the off-screen super shot on Sunwoo's side. This is a hard level trick. But this is... Okay, this is the bottom of bowling.
Yeah, there's bowling for you. They got all the required items they need, including speed, to do this.
Right. So that was a hard level trick, and that means it's very likely that progression is here.
Nice grapple. But no bots yet to be able to get the actual top of bowling item. Let's see what Climb Tower has. There's our power bombs. Very nice.
So, we need to see how this plays out for Telemorph, because Shine Sparking up is a one-way. And it looks like you just elevator back down. And in this case, the Shine Spark costs more health than just riding the elevator up and only doing the top half of the room. But that's interesting to see. Pretty easy to get power bombs. And that should be enough to let them get over to the map. But based on the grapple beam that Sunwoo has, maybe you need that to continue in that direction. Telemorph is going to peek the green pirate shaft item. Gonna skip right by them. Open the red door instead. Oh. Actually, this makes a lot of sense. So it was the retro Bryn ceiling E-tank item. Room. Power bombs let you up here, and it gets you to the top, which is very likely how you get to the two items in the back of Gauntlet.
This is a very interesting start. There are a lot of rooms that are just connecting back to each other, rather than giving us straight pathways off the different areas. Very interesting start.
Oh. Unfortunately, it didn't heal before the trip. We saw Sunwoo visit a health refill station earlier, and it's right below the save that they've both been taking. I guess the problem with how Telemorph played that is there was no scouting of the items, since that would have been pretty easy to do. Sunwoo low on ammo.
Sunwoo out of ammo?
But up a map.
That is true. We're finally going to have a clear leader in this race, and that's Sunwoo right now. So we get Ridley at the very bottom. Crockemeyer into Ridley. Fantastic job, Map Rando. We get a major up here as well. GT Front has a major. Ooh, that could be a double major there at the back end of Gauntlet. That's fun.
Could be.
Gotta get through a heated room to get there. But again, 2 energy tanks, easy enough to do a heated room dive.
Yep. So unfortunately, again, like first is Telemorph could have scouted the major that's back there, but then also died on the way to the map. So gonna be lacking the information. I believe this major is gonna be filler, because we have the grapple beam, and we're not using that to get to these items.
Yep.
And,
also,
yeah.
sorry, just one thing to keep in mind here, Aussie, is Chat's making a really good point about Tilly not being able to finish the Metal Pirates. How clutch was that missile and super for Sunwoo getting that early in Norfair Reserve? Proving to be pivotal.
Yeah, I missed that completely.
Oh, not filler, high gravity!
Well, that's not what I thought would be there. Gravity.
That's fun.
Yeah, things keep working out for Sunwoo.
Telomorph's gonna come across their gravity suit as well in their first pack of missiles.
Yep. 9-minute missiles. Gravity does make Norfair Reserve a lot easier. But probably going to hope to get the map before going back in there. Really has to spend a lot of time refilling his health, which is not really what you want to do. There's the button.
I got you.
The gravity button.
I got us hanging out on Sunwoo's side right now for sound. I'm really wondering what that major is past Hoda Ruby. Like, gravity puts Everest right there in the logic. You can easily get the Hoda Ruby to that major. I'm really wondering what that is.
Can you?
I think. You got
didn't scroll the map over enough to see.
You got grapple and you got gravity.
Anyway, moving in that direction because it just makes sense. There was an E-tank kind of on the right side of the map, past some heat. But coming over here makes more sense. I don't know why they've grapple. I'm hoping to learn. But it seems like gravity and grapple were available on the same set.
Yep. Remember, grapple was that bowling item.
Okay, yeah. So that looks like wreck ship basement into attic.
Sun was thinking about it. Yo, he doesn't have high jump. Gets it anyway. Nicely done.
Yeah, if you have speed booster on and no high jump, it really messes with your jump height.
Yeah.
Extremely
no ice.
Frustrating.
Yeah, no ice beam to get it from the bottom. You know, that's a really cool trick. If you ever see very hard or above settings, I really love the ice beam trick that you can use to get up through the crumble blocks.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's something that you never have a reason to do, like before Map Rando. But now we see it a lot, especially in Logic. Just because of how the Logic decides placements. Probably not going to see it today, the way that you can just go around and we don't have any of the items you need.
It's true. All right, now Tilly's going to do a short charge Shine Spark. Sunwoo didn't do this, and it's just a missile.
Yep, Sunwoo didn't have power bombs at the time. But after getting the map, knows that it's just a missile up there because it's only a single pixel item. So knows not to go for it.
So here's wreck ship basement.
Yep.
Into the attic. Forget the rest of the wreck ship. Basement right to attic. Oh,
Plasma.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. So maybe a fast seed after all.
Yeah, plasma beam encountered, and Sunwoo is gonna head. He's thinking about criteria.
Yeah, criteria's right here. GT has a major, and Norfair is also pretty far away. I think the right thing to do is to peek criteria, but
I agree.
At least for information on how far it is to the map.
Yep.
But whether you stay or not.
Now there's a tough one. If you're Sunwoo, you're staring at Green Gate Glitch, the map is to your bottom right. Are you going to force yourself here into criteria, or do you go back for that other major?
Okay. What I wasn't clear on is how much heat is above Prince Star. Like Norfair is a pile of heat. Oh, so the problem is that is the Meridia exit which is a green gate right above
Yep.
GT. So it forces you to do the GT fight for the major.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Folks, so happy to be back doing some Super Metroid commentary. I'm already signed up and ready to go for Eddie's tournament. I'll be doing commentary for that. You know, honestly, in one of my my Counter-Strike streams last week, I got a really nice compliment from someone in the SM community. Said that they missed me doing Super Metroid commentary because I was so busy doing Counter-Strike commentary for playoffs and everything else. I'm like, that is so nice to hear. Love to hear it. And glad to be back with you. And I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. If you ever want to do commentary, and you ever just want to give your shot, you know, like, hey, I want to try tracking. I think I can do commentary, but I don't know if I'm good. I've learned so much by doing comms with Aussie, Oats, Eddie, a lot of these other runners. I've learned a lot on the technical side, and you learn a lot more about the game. Sunwoo learning a lot more about that charge beam, charge plasma combo, let's go. So, big shout out to all the runners. Again, it makes me a better commentator and more understanding of what you all are seeing here on screen.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to give your hand at trying out, especially come to Eddie's tournament. If you want to give yourself a shot, by all means, come. We'll make sure we put you with someone experienced. Come give a try and volunteer.
Yeah, I got some weaknesses as a commentator myself, such as plugging, like that we need people to come on and help out with doing commentary and such. So I'm up here getting just a lot of practice, public speaking all the time. So that's helped me a lot. That's one of the benefits I see. But also as a runner, it's just good. You learn a lot by watching runners. If you're gonna be watching anyway, just might as well work the restream.
You would be correct, and Sunwoo stuck.
Yeah, I'm wondering how stuck.
He is stuck.
Is up bad?
Yep. Heat up, heat left, and that will do it. So Sunwoo is going back to his save. He didn't want to go all the way back here, but luckily he had that save.
Probably doesn't have charge.
No. Doesn't have charge yet, the extra supers. But again, you have so much of that info now that you know exactly where charge beam is. So in map rando, and quite frankly, with any rando, when you find that charge beam, you now know and you're telling yourself, I am no longer in ammo go mode. And that is very important. It's the best beam overall. Doesn't mean it's the most powerful beam, but it is the best beam because it allows you to stop hunting for ammo. You still want ammo to get through the game, but it's not like you're hunting down 30 supers anymore and you're on a minor ammo hunt and trying to finish the game in map rando. Or for example, if you're doing a regular style rando, you don't have to go farm your 40, 60, 45, 65 charge beam. That's it, you're done. So it is an amazing beam to find. It's the best beam to find. And charge plasma, that is 450 damage per charge shot. And hello, more heat. Sunwoo decided to leave Grapple Highway and make his way over here, back through G4. He's going to grab charge. And Tilly has made their way over to Criteria.
Mm-hmm. So it's pretty important to mention that this is the Season 3 race time settings that we're playing. And in the past, we've seen that Charge Beam has been overpowered, as you said. And so we tried to balance it a bit by increasing the number of supers that are in the pool. And so hopefully there's a bit of a better balance now so that charge is less required in every seed. And that kind of increases the power of ice with the Zeb skip.
Did you do it by knocking it down in terms of...
It's by increasing the number of supers.
Okay, so you increase supers, not dealt down the damage the charge combos do.
Yeah. So there's 4 more super packs, so up to 14 total that are going to be out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this double
Ooh!
major.
Hello! And Spring Ball Major.
Yep. Lucrative criteria region. Also found the ship. Pretty important.
Definitely important. We also want to let you all know that with the Season 3 settings, there are not saving the animals today to complete the seed. That is not required.
Correct.
Nice space jump.
Exactly half the time saving the animals will be required. And today we are not saving the animals.
Nope.
Screw attack.
Oh, that's very nice of the seed. Space and screw.
The combo.
Tilly, for what it's worth, has made up a lot of time. He has flown through criteria, already found the ship, didn't have to worry about resets or dealing with health issues. Tilly's been flying. Sunwoo's still in the lead, but Sunwoo's lead is quickly evaporating.
The lead is what you see, really. Sunwoo has the 2 items from early supers and has been in the map room. So they're very close to each other. Telemorph had struggles in the early game, and Sunwoo had some problems in the early mid game, and they kind of canceled out.
Speaking of making sure we shout out our runners, Aussie, exclamation point R in the Twitch chat. Give these racers a follow. If you're interested in following Aussie and myself, you're more than welcome to use exclamation point C to follow the commentary and tracking team, which is just Aussie and I. And again, signups for the next Super Metroid Map Rando tournament. Map Rando tournament number 2 is gonna end, we believe, this Sunday. Aussie, where can the folks go to get the info about that tournament?
It's a good question.
I don't know if we have
Discord.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the command set up on SpeedGaming.
I don't know if we do either. Rick was in the process of setting that up, so it's possible it exists. We should act as if it doesn't. But, how do you sign up? What you would do is go to the Map Rando Discord, and announcements is going to have a link to Eddie's tournament Discord. You can also go to Eddie's channel. He's going to advertise that a lot.
Yep.
And post it.
The first one, all right, the first ever Map Rando tournament was amazing. Zeb, your defending champion. Aussie came in second in that tournament as well. What a phenomenal best of 5 that was.
Yes, excellent tournament. A good proof of concept. We were just trying it out to see how the audience would take in Map Rando because it's so complicated. I think it did really well.
Yep. And again, there were so many tournaments happening right now on SpeedGaming. We get the SMC3 tournament happening. I've seen an SMB3 tournament. I've seen an Zelda 1 tournament. There are a lot of tournaments happening right now, so we are greatly appreciative to our fine friends over at SpeedGaming for allowing us to be able to put on yet another tournament. Really just helps SpeedGaming, helps the community, helps out everybody by being able to do this. So we appreciate the fine folks over at SpeedGaming. And of course, want to give an early shout out to Eddie, Aussie, and Nevdi. I believe you 3 are the administrators for that tournament.
Yes. So mostly put together by Eddie. Eddie's doing a lot of the administrative work, and Nevdi and I are for support mostly.
The settings are wild. I love it.
So I want to mention that the settings, they're designed to be faster and more approachable than the weekly settings that we're running right now. So if you're interested in joining, it should be a little easier to play. but still hard tricky.
So, for example, one mode is gravity plus 9 energy tanks. What a start.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we can list them all off.
Go for it.
Gravity 9 tanks. Varia plus all the water movement items is another setting. There's the double suits preset. There is Metroids with no Mother Brain 2. So the Metroids as the objectives instead of bosses. And then the 5th setting, the final one, is no objective at all. So you just go kill Mother Brain whenever, as soon as you can. So those are all going to be a little bit easier than the weekly things that we're playing right now.
I believe they're randomized as well. Like, you will not know what you have in advance.
They are somewhat selected.
Gotcha.
There is a ban system.
Mm-hmm. So think of the Super Metroid Multicat tournament that you all watched a couple of months ago. Kind of the same thing with the pick and ban system.
Yeah, the idea was copied from that.
Yep. So we have Tilly hanging out in the wrecked ship. Sunwoo's hanging out in Torian. Pretty interesting. Mm-hmm.
We see the wrecked ship is right here on Sunwoo's side as well.
Which is exactly where Sunwoo's headed. So Tilly might be taking a tad bit of a lead.
Oh. Don't want to let your health get too low. If it hits 0, you die. Gotta keep something in reserve. Of course, these are Meridian enemies. So they're gonna do about 40-50 damage through Gravity Suit. They're that strong. Acid, spikes. It's all kind of deadly. So high jump. Oh, Tilly playing for Fantoon. No Fantoon here. Yeah, it looks to me like it's just going to be really even.
Yeah, this is very even for sure.
Yep, Tillymorph is going to scout Sandpit. But get Wave Beam. I think there's a save around here. Scout Sandpit. Sunwoo collects the Sea Tank, returns to Torian, and they'll be all matched up.
Yeah, they both basically just kind of flip-flop Torian and Wreck Ship. Tillymorph Wreck Ship first, Torian second. Sunwoo Torian first, Wreck Ship second. So, pretty big.
It's interesting that it was possible to do that.
Oh, there's one half of the Super Metroid power couple. What's up, Fifi? I was at Anthony's stream the other day, and I was joking about them being the Super Metroid power couple.
Welcome, Fifi.
Good, thank you, Fifi. I'm excited, Aussie. I'm excited for the tournament. I'm excited that Map Rando is just continuing to get bigger and bigger. Came across, when I was on TikTok the other day, just a random Super Metroid run. Someone was just doing KPDR. And joined them on Twitch, and, you know, it's nice to see the Super Metroid community for a game that's 31 years old continuing to grow. People are still loving it. People are grinding it. Oats is grinding low ice. Zenny is grinding low ice. Like, there's consistently so much invention that's happening in Map Rando. Look, it's my favorite Rando. But people like Dash, people like Varia. There was so... Speaking of Varia, hello,
hey, it's Varia.
Sunwoo! That was
Called it.
unintentional. But so well played. So, I love this community. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, the Echoes tournament's finishing up for Prime 2. Sometime in the next 200 years, we're eventually going to get Metroid Prime 4 that's eventually going to come out. They say it's this year. I've heard nothing since the trailer. No, I think I might have just triggered Twitch chat. I'm sorry! I know Metroid Prime 4 might be a touchy subject until it actually comes out. And we do have that sync up, Aussie, that you were talking about here. And it's going to be the microwave beam. Another
We got
great
a boss kill.
That's right. Another great speedrunning tech. So, for those of you who don't know, like, what the heck is the microwave beam? The microwave beam is a charged plasma shot. And on certain enemies, Dragon, Phantoon, Botwoon, you can use, because plasma does damage per frame when it's a charge shot, you're able to use X-ray to start and stop that plasma shot and continue to damage those bosses or mini bosses per frame. So that is a really, really cool, and we call it the microwave beam because you're starting and stopping it. So you're using X-ray, warming up the beam. I think that's the lore behind it. Tilly's got his Varia suit. So we're only missing 3 majors. Ice, Spazer, and Spring Ball, and we've already seen Spazer.
Yep. Also coming in Norfair. Oh, that Norfair map. Far as it could possibly be.
Yeah. What's up, Anthony?
I think from here they have to follow each other, though. So, not too much room for divergence, unless something interesting happens with the path to this map.
And one thing, too, and I kind of want to reiterate this, like, please do not let your level of Super Metroid skill stop you from thinking about entering the tournament. If you want to enter the tournament as a racer, please do. We encourage it.
Yeah,
We had 60 people in the tournament 1, and only 32 people were able to make it into the double bracket portion. 60 people, Aussie. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So for this tournament, it's going to be set up so that if you don't advance through your first 3 rounds, then you're going to be sent down to a lower bracket tournament. So there's going to be different tiers of tournaments for different skill levels, based on the first few rounds. So that'd be a reason to just join and see how you place overall, because it's going to pair you against, give you fair matches.
Agreed. And I love that about this system. So there is, this summer, going to be a Mega Man X 100% tournament that's going to have the same idea, Aussie. Different skill set levels, 3 different tournaments. So I love that idea. Like, I'm someone who is starting to understand more and more basic tricks. I'll eventually then get into, like, the medium level tricks. There's that Spring Ball. Definitely come and try out. What's the worst you're gonna do? Lose? Make some new friends? Get yourself on SpeedGaming? Get 200 million followers like Oats and Goats? Okay, maybe not the second one. Maybe not that one, but...
Yeah, just knock out
You never know!
one.
Never know!
Take all his followers.
You get the great Aussie 101 commentating your games. I don't know how else we could sell this tournament other than tell them there'll be free cookies and catering. Only for people to realize there's no actual catering.
Get them to sign up.
Listen, free food is usually a
Promise
good
later.
reason for people to sign up.
It is.
So I like this from Sunwoo. Sunwoo realized, and this is one of the other things about Map Rando, realizing real quickly that, hey, I know Criteria is way past Norfair. It's by Norfair, that's where I was headed. The ship's there, haven't seen Mother Brain yet. Sunwoo went back for Ridley inside of Brinstar once he found Varia.
Yeah. I'm really glad that you brought that up, because I said they were going to do the same things in Norfair, but where they'd already seen Ridley, it's actually a better play to go back for Ridley, so you don't have to do it later and make a bigger backtrack.
100%. So interesting point that Tharkus brings up. This is something else we can talk about. Backtracking is expensive. Yes and no. We have seen plenty times throughout the course of Map Rando through all 3 seasons. It's like, oh, I left that thing way back there. It was a major. Versus, I forgot all about that boss. If you left a major that logic was telling you, hey, I'm just going to keep pushing forward, and you miss a logic chain that you have to go back for, yeah, that hurts. Hurts even worse when it's a boss. But now Sunwoo is done with the furthest boss here. Now he can go to where the rest of the seed's taking it. There's Mother Brain, there's Kraid. Which means Fantoon is in Norfair.
Yep, ready is where the seed ends. So, perfect route from here for Sunwoo would be to get the Norfair map first. It seems that Teleomorph just happened to run into Meridia. But Tilly gonna have to go back through Norfair, but had to do that anyway, because it does have to get the Ridley kill in order to beat the game. Hey, Kraid. Kraid hanging out in the spikes, as always.
Yep. Yes, Fifi, I know I said something related to food again. It's like you can set, like, an over-under at a half about me talking about food on a stream, and the over is minus 1,000. I love it. Someone in my stream last night was mentioning something about mac and cheese, and then all of a sudden I got a craving for Panera mac and cheese, which I have in front of me. Thank you, Panera. Hashtag, by the way, become a sponsor of SpeedGaming Map Rando. There is a tournament starting next week. You gotta have fun, folks. 19 people competing in this community weekly.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that this is a big group race with 19 people in it, featuring the likes of Oats and Lynx, Nevdi, Biffy at the top.
That's right.
Lots of folk. 19, in fact. We're featuring Teleomorph and Sunwoo Farmer because they are evenly matched, especially if you look at their race time points.
That is very true.
And I think we have seen that so far over this race.
I also want to point out that we have a lot of people that are relatively newer to Map Rando, at least that I haven't seen. Dark Zelda, Jacob, New Firegars, Jax, Llamas, and out of nowhere comes Idol to participate in a Map Rando weekly. You love it. So, again, anybody at any time can come in and participate in these community weeklies. Join us, maprando.com. Or is it .org, Rossi? It's .com, right?
.com.
That's what I thought.
Maprando.com.
Go join. Generate your own seed. Try out the different settings. Now, let's say you know all the basic settings and all the medium settings, but you're working your way through learning the hard settings. You can customize underneath any of the levels tricks that you don't know. You can uncheck the checkbox and cross them off, which is outstanding while you continue to learn. Maprando.com also has links to videos for tutorials. It's got where logically some of these tricks are going to come into play. It's got maps, like, we got everything. Aussie, you guys are doing an amazing job over there. You, Matto, everybody. I know Sam does a lot of stuff in terms of tutorial videos.
Yeah, Sam has thousands of videos now,
Mm-hmm.
all about Map Rando, how to do the tricks.
He's something else. He's just such a good teacher. Like, watch the stuff, learn, understand. So, there's our map for Norfair.
Okay, so actually, let me shout out Idle a little bit.
He
I asked him to... He works on the practice hack for Super Metroid, and does a lot of the features for that, especially recently. But I asked him to put in the ability to connect two rooms together, such as what we have in Map Rando. And that has just helped like so immensely with writing the strats, like seeing what's possible, and also for people to test them out and practice. So Idle has helped a ton, like not directly on Map Rando itself, but with the practice app, which helps everyone who plays Super Metroid.
Yeah. This community, I said it earlier, continues to grow, which is nothing short of amazing for a 31-year-old video game. I just turned 36, shows you how old I am. So last month was my birthday, I turned 36, this game's 31. And folks, come join the community, please. MapRando.com, generate your own seeds, customize them however you want. You want to do mini bosses objectives? Do it. You want to do random objectives? Do it. You want to do crazy beam doors? Do it. Come join the Discord as well.
You want to do all objectives at once? That's coming up in the next release.
Do it. You crazy kids, get off my lawn. There you go, Tharkus. Sunwoo reverse up Croc Speedway, making his way over to the map.
Hey,
Spore Spawn. Do it, Sunwoo! Do it for the fans! Rude.
Yeah, actually possible. So we've known about reverse spore spawn for over a year, but only just got added to logic, I don't know, less than a month ago. And you do it with charge plasma for the charge plasma SPA. And if you have X-ray, you can also microwave during that to make it a 1 round.
Hello. There you go.
Cool to see. Very... I don't think anyone has practiced it. But now you know.
It's because nobody wants to battle Spore Spawn.
Yeah. You can't even see Spore Spawn as you do it either. Completely off camera.
So Sunwoo's still trying to find his way on over to the map door. This does allow Tilly on this very long backtrack to make his way on over to Ridley. And it was a very quick play as well here, Aussie, all the way back.
Yeah.
To Brinstar.
Yeah, this Norfair for Sunwoo has just been nasty.
Yeah.
There was no way that went up.
Nope.
Like, Sunwoo kept going up, but there were just dead ends. You had to go down and left. And actually, you're forced into Meridia. What is this?
I don't know. Why are we being forced into Meridia? That doesn't seem to...
How does Map Rando make maps?
Aussie, if you don't know the answer to that question, the rest of us have no idea.
Map Rando has a mind of its own.
Mm-hmm. Though, Sunwoo did find his way a lot closer to the end of this game. Because Meridia is where this seed ends. So Sunwoo's closer to the end. Tilly, he's done with all the bosses. He just has to go to Mother Brain. But again, Sunwoo, he's got the easiest bosses left, Kraid and Phantoon. Because you can microwave Phantoon, and you can one-hit kill Kraid, and you're that much closer to Meridia. This is very even right now. No one has the lead.
Agreed. Like, Sunu had the right idea going for Ridley. That's going to save on backtracking. But what happened is, on the way through Norfair, I guess coming from below put him in a worse position because he ran into a lot of trouble getting the Norfair map. Where Chillimorph had no problem at all going up to Meridia and then Norfair, getting the maps, that is. And so Chillimorph knows what to do and is not losing time on blind checks like Sunu was. Let's see. This is where it'd be nice to know if we can speed skip Mother Brain. The Zebs. With this ammo, you don't need to skip the Zebs. You can kill them all. And then you have Charge Wave Plasma for Mother Brain itself.
Oh, that's one boss left. Tilly, we know, has a good movement set. But is movement going to be good enough to overcome this gap in terms of area to catch up to Sunwoo?
Yeah, I feel like Tilly would be ahead here. Sunwoo has to back up a lot and then do like the actual Meridia exploration.
Yep.
We'll see when they're closer, because this Brinstar is taking a while still. Norfair, it's not a short trip either.
No, it's not.
And then Sunwoo is already at Meridia. And then the layout for Meridia, you go to the right a little bit to get the map.
Yep.
And then you have Kraid very close to the map and Mother Brain very close to Kraid.
Yep. It's just a matter of, is Sunwoo going to go the right way? Tilly flying through Green Hill Zone. Beautiful!
Yeah, this has been a very fast Norfair.
Tilly officially is in the lead.
Yes. I think the Kraid fight itself, maybe... Well, Mother Brain's right there. So
You got it.
I think that's a safe call.
Just because Tilly has the info and there's Mother Brain.
Yeah.
What a race.
Very interesting how that worked out.
Yeah, this has been an amazing race. Because Kraid and Mother Brain. I don't even think Sunwoo really did anything wrong.
No. Sunwoo died once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the only mistakes.
And then Tilly had a rough early game.
Yeah, Tilly had a rough early game. I thought that going back for Ridley was like the correct play. Sunwoo did it, Chillimorph did not.
I agree with you.
So it's just how they played the blind map segment, I guess.
Yeah.
Made the difference.
Nicely done from Sunwoo, the quick Kraid kill. Grabs a little bit of extra ammo. Tilly is done.
There you go.
Thank you. You got there right before I did.
I often forget that I control who has audio.
You're good.
155.
That's fun.
I think you do most of the path to Ridley because you have to pass through criteria. I think. So they should know basically
Yeah, no,
how
you
this
wouldn't-
escape goes.
Yeah, you wouldn't need to go all the way back there. It's Norfair should be in the criteria, if I'm not mistaken.
Not
You
all
see
the way back.
Sunwoo doing a farm. I don't know why Sunwoo's doing this farm, but he's farming.
Yep, not sure why.
It's okay.
Possibly wants to be safe with ammo for the Zebs.
Yeah.
Not everyone knows the numbers.
Yep, don't blame him at all. Here's the Mother Brain room for Sunwoo. The Woo is on his way in. It's 1 missile, 3 supers.
2 missiles, 3 supers.
Is it 2 and 3? I always thought it was 1 and 3. So 2 and 3, not that it matters. Sunwoo's just using all of his supers anyway.
Yeah, I think the Zebs regenerate too fast. So we have to do that extra missile. That's right. You get to the escape sequence, and it's a big quiz or test on how well you understand the map that you've been playing for the past 50 minutes. Or can you pick a path that goes back to the ship? And also, how well can you execute it?
Also, for what it's worth, we do have a finisher. Nevdi has finished in first place in the Community Weekly.
Nevdi. It's always Nevdi. Taking the glory from one of these two reshroomed heroes.
How dare he? But that's it. Tilly's done. GG's Tilly.
GG Tilly.
By the way, Tillimorph, 2nd place in the Community Weekly. How about that for Tilly? That's going to be some big race time points for him. GG's Tilly.
Yeah, very impressive. Sunu also right behind, so
Yeah.
still could get 3rd. Not a weak lobby at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But we know how strong these two are.
Yep.
Tilly and Sunu Vermin.
Titans made a really good point that he's been grinding a lot lately. Yeah. I've seen a lot of racers in their streams been grinding Map Rando in preparation for the upcoming tournament. Sunwoo, Tilly, Anthony, you, Aussie. There are so many racers that are grinding for this tournament. And these settings are going to be amazing. Can't wait for you all to see them.
Watching Sunwoo do the escape. Going through a lot of gray tiles, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that this does lead to the ship in time.
Titans is going to be part of Map Rando because I just nominated him. You're welcome, Titans. There is our winner, Tillimorph. What's up, Tilly? GG's and congratulations. What a race.
Hello, GG's.
GG's.
That was quite the fast seed. It went very well for me.
Yeah, that was really, really well. So, and you're welcome there, Titans. I'm just kidding. I'm just volunteering you, but definitely get into Map Rando. Tilly, we're going to let Sunwoo finish up here, and then there's a little bit that I think both Aussie and I want to talk to you about here. To both of you, rather, because you both had some really interesting early games. And I'm just curious to pick both of your brains in terms of that really weird Brainstar with all the interconnected rooms back and forth.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting knowing there were so many nearby items. So.
And Sunwoo is at the ship. He just has to get on it. And this is exciting for me to say. Sunwoo has finished in 3rd place in the Community Weekly. Congratulations to Sunwoo. Lynx finishes right behind him. And this is how Map Rando goes, folks. This is why Aussie and I have been telling you. If you want to participate in the upcoming tournament, participate. Because it's Map Rando. Anything can happen. Anybody can win. I mean, Tilly was 3 minutes behind Nevdi. Sunwoo was 3 minutes behind Tilly. It's very interesting how these Map Randos can go. So come join the tournament. We're waiting on Sunwoo to come in. And again, make sure you give these racers a follow. !R in the Twitch chat. Follow Tilly, follow Sunwoo. They put on one heck of a show. !C to follow the commentary and tracking squad. And again, head over to maprando.com. Join the Discord. The Discord has the link for you to get into Eddie's Map Rando tournament. This is the second Map Randomizer tournament that's going to be held. 5 new settings that are going to be randomized using a pick ban system. And on top of that, signups end on Sunday. Definitely go and join. Sunwoo just got into the green room, currently putting on his TV-ready camera makeup. I'm kidding, but there he is. Sunwoo, GG's my friend. 3rd place, Tilly in 2nd place. Let's go.
Yep.
Aussie picking the right restreamers here today.
Yeah, excellent job, both of you. GG.
Yeah, GG's, Sunwoo.
Yes, GG's Tilly. That was a really good run.
Mm-hmm. I gotta talk about that Brinstar first. We had a bunch of the interconnected rooms, and you both kind of took interesting paths first. Sunwoo, you ended up, after you got your 2nd energy tank, doing Norfair Reserve, getting your first missile and super missile packs. Tilly, you didn't really head back to Norfair Reserve. I'm curious on what you both were thinking the seed was trying to tell you at that point.
I thought as soon as I entered the room, I had 2 E-tanks and was like, I gotta do this right now. This is what the seed wants. It's like, this is why it's giving me 2 E-tanks. After. And I luckily got in and out first try. Sweet. Yeah. So that was nice.
Yeah, I thought that they probably wanted me to do that room as well, but I ran in and immediately fell in the lava, so I left and
Ooh.
saved it for a little bit later. But yeah, I ended up getting it, I believe, just after I got gravity, so it was
okay.
a interesting room.
Mm-hmm. Aussie, what about you?
Between the two of you, we saw that Tilmorph had a bit of a rougher early game, missing the Warfare Reserve like that, and other similar issues like Metal Pirates taking a death. At Gravity, that was an unfortunate one. But then Sunwoo took a death at Charge Beam, and you're just really together again. Like, kind of canceled all that out. And that was kind of what the race was like for us. You're doing different things, but also very close to each other, and gave a very close race. And if we were to point to like the difference maker, the biggest thing, it seemed like it was Norfair, whereas Sunwoo was had trouble getting to the map. Was the problem. It spent a lot of extra time there.
Yes, I was trying to get the backwards croc spark through there, and then that didn't lead to anywhere anyway. And I was like, no, wasted time.
But it looked cool.
Yes, yeah. I was like, maybe I'll save some time, and this is gonna work out, but no.
Doing it for the fans.
Yeah,
So-
I entered Norfair from Criteria, I believe, and just saw it was like way in the upper right corner. So I was like, well, I'm just going to go up. And I ended up in Meridia. So I was like, well, let's check this area out first. So once I was back in Norfair, I was luckily able to get basically the direct route to the map, plus having all the movement items, definitely helpful in going fast.
Yes.
But something we did see is someone going back for Ridley earlier. And that seemed like a good idea, but may have led to you being in that position where you had the awkward Norfair.
I totally agree on that.
Yeah, other than that, it seemed like you were both had very similar routes. So I'm wondering if you felt like you made any good plays or dodged any tricks of the seed that maybe caught up some of the other runners, or where they fell behind.
I
I
was
was sorry. Go.
No, you're fine. I was wondering exactly that. Like, I saw Charge and knew Ridley was back the other direction. I didn't quite have enough E or Varia to take down Ridley, so as soon as I found Varia, I thought maybe it would have been best to go back for Ridley, but I don't really feel bad about my route other than if I could have defeated Ridley before going to Meridia. That was the one thing that I thought could have helped me.
Okay, great. You both played the seed really well. Like, we can't question how you played it since number 2, number 3 here. So congrats to both of you, and hopefully you can, I don't know, carry the momentum forward to your future races. And congrats in advance on the points.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thanks for all the restream, and thanks for comms, Ozzy, and fan. Good race, Tilly. Maybe
Yeah,
put,
good
put on a
race.
good show, I'm sure.
And thank you, just echoing Sunwoo as well. Thanks for the restream and commentary. It's always fun to watch these back. And as WX Fan was mentioning, I'm very excited for the upcoming tournament and just seeing how the different settings will make the races feel different. It's going to be interesting.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. Definitely some I am looking forward to. Ozzy, I got nothing else. GG's Sunwoo, GG's Tilly, great race. Congratulations on second and third, respectively, to both of you. Just goes to show, anything can happen in Map Rando. Ozzy, take us away.
And this has been it for the Super Metroid Map Rando Community Weekly Race here on SpeedGaming. Thanks everybody for participating, watching, being here with us, and that'll be it. So signing off, and see you next mission.